Hi guys, Tish here and welcome back to Auto Social UK. Today I'm in Berlin for the grand total of around 8 hours and I didn't know if I'd be able to film a video today. But I'm here an hour earlier than the rest of the journalists and I'm going to get my hands on the GV60. I've been wanting to test this car for months. In fact, I've had it on loan 3 times and every time it's been cancelled due to various reasons. I'm starting to think it's a little bit cursed. And the fact that I'm going to be drifting it. Well, this video could end badly. Let's hope not. But anyway, in today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the GV60. Specifically, going to be focusing on this, which is the Sport Plus model. This is the super fast one with 485 brake horsepower. So if that sounds good, please do keep watching. And if you like new car reviews and car content, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. This is the 2023 Genesis GV60, and that's brought with it some enhanced standard specification into 2 core areas, technology and comfort. New standard equipment includes an air purification system, 18-way adjustable massage seats which are also heated and ventilated, a heated and electrically adjusted steering wheel, enhanced ambient lighting system, acoustically insulated windscreen and side glazing, and finally, rear door blinds. The model also gets some new impressive gadgets. So in addition to being able to remotely park the GV60 via the key, you can also lock, unlock and precondition the cabin via your smartphone. But now you can also unlock it with your face via the facial recognition camera on the driver's B pillar. Very impressive. The interior of the GV60 is an extremely special place to be. The thing that I love about Genesis is they're quirky and they're daring and they're different, but they also know that they have a slightly older target audience. They have people that like physical buttons, that like to interact with the car, and they cater for both of those things, which is great. Just like the outside, the interior is very, very daring. We've gone for a navy leather interior in here with the contrasting yellow stitching to match the outside. It's it's something. Not really my choice, but it's something. I would definitely go for a dark leather like a black when it comes to this car, because I think personally when they have the white interiors it's all just a bit much. This car is already very, very quirky, so to add details like white leather, for me personally it just all becomes a little bit overwhelming. The first thing anybody is ever going to notice when you get into a Genesis GV60 is the gear selector, or if I turn the car off,
wireless charger.
It's the floating globe. This truly is very, very pretty, and this is what makes the GV60 so very special. When you turn the car back on, that will turn back into the gear selector. But this car also has something a little bit special, and that includes fingerprint recognition. How cool is that? So not only have you got the facial recognition on the outside, you've got the fingerprint recognition on the inside. So pop your finger on the central touchscreen, it will scan your finger and then it says that I am ready to go. This completely eliminates the need to have any keys. When it comes to the infotainment system, well, there is just so much to dive into. There's so much spec on this car. It's a little bit overwhelming. One of my favourite features that the guy from Genesis has just shown me is you can get the frontal camera on your digital driver's display, and this means that you can use augmented reality when you're using your satellite navigation. For me, that's absolutely perfect. You guys may know if you watch this channel a lot that I'm dyslexic, so I'm much better at being shown where to go rather than audio listening. So for me to have that straight in front of me, where I need to be taking, which exit I need to go down, perfect. I really like that. You've got nice finishing touches, as well as you've got the nice kind of perforated design around the start stop button, and you'll find that perforation kind of all the way around the cabin. You've got it around this media control system, you've got it around the gear sticks, you've got it on the door cards. It can kind of be found everywhere, and that makes it feel a lot more cohesive. It's a good way of giving it a premium feel to all of the buttons without putting anything like if you go for the BMW iX, for instance, and you have all the crystals. It's not quite as in your face. I guess it's a slightly more affordable way of doing crystals. Everything feels really good quality as well. It's so solid. Everything kind of, nothing creaks. It all feels very soft and kind of tactile. Everything's in the right place as well. Like when you've got your arm on this armrest, you can select the gears there, but you've also got your heated seats, your heated steering wheel, your parking sensors, and these are all just within a touch. And again, within a touch, you've got some wireless charging, which is down the center, so that's so handy. The one thing I would say is, though they have gone for physical controls over having just touchscreens, it does get a little bit confusing when you have this scroller for controlling your media center, because it's very, very close to the gear selector. So you will probably go to that to change gear until you realise that that's the wrong one. But that's something that probably within a week of owning this car, you'll get very used to. If you've stuck with this channel for a little while, you'll know that I love buttons on a steering wheel. They just take a steering wheel from a 3 to about a 10. They're great. I wouldn't say this steering wheel is quite as good as the Kia EV6 GT, but something it does have, like that car, is the boost button, and this is great. I also love that it's finished in yellow as well. It matches with the exterior of the car, but that is yellow regardless of what colour you go for. And this will give you a 10-second boost of power. Just like the Kia EV6 GT, this GV60 Sport Plus also has rear-wheel drive drift mode. So I'm going to be trying that out today. Let's see if I learned something from drifting the Kia, because I'll be honest, I didn't know what on earth I was doing. You initiate drift mode by placing your foot onto the brake at all times during this setup. First, you put the car into sport mode. Turn off the ESP traction control all the way off by holding the button down. And finally, you hold both pedals behind the steering wheel towards you. Drift mode in the Genesis GV60 is a setting that allows the car to slide its back wheels sideways while driving. It makes the car more agile and responsive by adjusting the power delivery, transmission and suspension settings. This feature changes the GV60 to be rear-wheel drive bias and is designed to enhance the driving experience for enthusiasts. It also comes with safety features to ensure the car is kept under control while drifting. The idea for me was to demonstrate how the system works, but due to an extremely wet track, spinning was the only possible outcome.
Because that quick, you're not able to counter steer.
Okay. So we're giving up on the counter steering. Okay,
Right.
That's fine. That is cool by me.
One more time.
Okay. So we know that this car is capable of some pretty insane stuff. But what about the mundane stuff? What about the everyday driving? Well, for a starter, this thing is incredibly smooth. The power delivery, there's no lurching, and it also has a pretty soft suspension as well. It's firm enough to feel aggressive, especially when you have it in sport mode. Everything stiffens up, but it really does soak up bumps in the road. Of course, it's a very familiar drive because it shares a lot of similarities with the Ioniq 5, and that's not a bad thing at all. It has some positives over that car. It is a little bit firmer in its suspension. I suppose it feels a little bit more engaging to drive, like the new Hyundai Ioniq 6, really. It has that stiffness to the suspension, and it's just that little bit more connected to the road. It's actually the perfect blend between the Ioniq 5 and the Ioniq 6, although Genesis are probably wincing at me saying that, because I shouldn't really be comparing it to those cars, because it's a car all onto itself, and Genesis is a different brand to Hyundai, whether you think so or not, and they do have different personalities. This feels a little bit more executive, although it still does have that quirky exterior styling. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this augmented reality, especially because I'm not that confident in driving abroad. This is only really like the 4th or 5th time that I've done it, and every time it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but by having this, you can see exactly where you should be going, and it also helps you get into lane, which is really, really handy. But it isn't just the augmented reality as well. This car has a level 3 autonomous drive. Now that's not actually legal in the UK or Europe, but essentially what a level 3 is, it's pretty much driverless. It can drive on its own, but in the UK you will have to remain with your hands on the steering wheel. For now, if you do try and take your hands off the steering wheel, it is going to let you know first by saying it on the dashboard, and then it will start bleeping as well. So you can't use it just yet, but that does mean that it has adaptive cruise control and lane keep assistant, and altogether this makes for a really seamless drive, especially if you're doing a lot of motorway driving, because it completely takes any of the stress of driving on the motorway away. UK pricing for the Genesis GV60 start from £53,000 for the premium model, all the way up to just under £67,000 for the Sport Plus. While these prices may seem high for an electric SUV, considering the advanced features on offer, these pricing brackets are pretty competitive when compared to similar cars in the market. Buyers can expect a high level of technology, sleek design, ample space and a comfortable ride from the GV60. The electric powertrain offers brisk acceleration and long-range capability, making it an appealing car for those looking to stand out in the electric SUV market. The GV60 also boasts a range of safety features, making it a confident cruiser on motorways and city streets alike. While these prices may be premium, the Genesis GV60 offers a refreshing change from the established brands, adding to its appeal for buyers looking for something different. Aren't electric cars just getting absolutely bonkers nowadays? Can you believe that such a luxury SUV road car is also possible of that amount of power and being able to drift? It all seems, I guess, just a little bit unnecessary. Fantastic for me when I'm on a track or I'm somewhere where you're able to drift it. But how many people are really going to be drifting this car? I guess it's always a party trick to have, but let me know, what do you think of the GV60? Pop it in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos from me, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Until next time guys, see you later.